friends, it's Jessie here. Welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, welcome. Thank you so much for joining me today. I am here to write my May budget. Can you guys believe it's May already? Where has this year gone, my friends? I truly feel like it's been a blink since we were setting up January. Here it is, May. I have all of my budget worksheets that I plan to use already printed, punched, put into my budget planner. I posted a separate video showing you guys an in-depth look at my May budget worksheets and telling you how to get them, so I'm not going to waste your time here in this video. If you're interested in any of the budget worksheets you see featured here today, I will link the video down below telling you exactly how you can get them and also giving you just like an in-depth look at all of the worksheets, because clearly I'm not going to use all of my budget worksheets that I have available today, but you might see a little glimpse of something and want more information. That video is your place to go. So April, I just closed out. It went well. We came in under budget overall, which is a huge win. I definitely learned some things about myself going through April and our budget. One of those main lessons that I learned is that having a super low grocery budget is not for me. I tried in May, after we spent a huge exorbitant amount in March, I tried in April to lower our budget significantly, and I failed. We came in over budget for groceries, and so the budget for groceries is going back up. That's one thing that I learned in April. There's some other takeaways from April, but overall, I'm excited for a fresh start in May. I have my worksheets here. I'm just going to flip really quick to the calendar so I can show you guys that my May actually started on April 30th, the very last day of the month of April, because that was my payday. And we always get paid on Tuesdays. If I waited until our first payday of May, I wouldn't have any money coming in to make this month happen until the 7th. And the large majority of our bills come out this first week of the month. So I took April 30th as the first day of May. So my May budget is going to go from April 30th until May 27th. And then we're going to, is it going to be May 27th? What is June 1st? I think June 1st is going to be a Saturday. So we won't get our first paycheck in June until June 4th. So yeah, May 28th is going to officially start my June budget. The reason it's important for me to know that is because I need to know how many weeks in the month I'm budgeting for, because that's going to play a part in how much I budget for my variable expenses. So we've got April 30th through May 27th. So that's 4 Tuesdays. 1, 2, 3, 4 Tuesdays. We always do our grocery shopping on Tuesday. We start our budget week on Tuesday. So I know I'm budgeting for 4 weeks. That tells me a lot, especially in terms of like our grocery budget. I do an overall monthly grocery budget, but I kind of figure it out by week. I know about roughly what we spend each week. So I know we've got 4 weeks. That's how I'll figure out my overall monthly budget. So I'm just going to flip here past some of these worksheets I'm not going to be using today and land on my hybrid budget worksheet. This is the bread and butter in my budget. This holds absolutely everything I need to see for the whole month at a glance with 1 2-page spread. And the area I'm going to be filling in today with you all is this monthly section. So I'm actually going to fold this in half, zoom you guys in a little bit, and we're going to start jotting down all of the expenses I need to account for in May. All right, so we are going to start out with my monthly bills, the things that come out just one time every month. starting with lot rent, we own our mobile home free and clear. We paid off our mortgage in, I don't know, 2019 or 2020, something like that. We live in a small mobile home. We don't, however, own the land. We rent the lot from a mobile home community. That's what this lot rent is. Included in this amount is the monthly lot rent, our water bill, as well as our cable bill, which we are given like a group discount through our community. It's a little bit cheaper for our cable TV and internet, so we pay it directly to our mobile home community. The amount I'm going to budget for this is $800. I do round up absolutely almost everything when I'm writing my budget so that I have a bit of a built-in buffer. Highly recommend you do the same when you're figuring up and estimating your income for the month. Kind of estimate low or round down when you're figuring out your bills. Estimate high or round up. Just builds in a buffer, makes it real easy. All right, we have a storage unit that we pay for, owing to the fact that we live in a teeny tiny mobile home and we like stuff. We have some stuff in storage. The amount that I'm going to budget for that is $100. Next we have our utilities. So we have DTE, which is the company that provides our electricity. We are on a budget billing plan for our electricity as well as our gas, which essentially is just an average. They take 12 months of usage, they add it all up, divide it by 12, and we pay the same amount every single month, rather than having a super high electric bill when we're running our air conditioning in the summer. This just evens it out, makes it a little bit easier on us. So the amount I'm going to budget for DTE is $220. And the same with Michigan Gas. This is a kind of average. This is, they call it their budget billing system. And the amount is $55 that I'm going to budget for that. For car insurance, we have quite a few vehicles under this policy, and Michigan has the highest car insurance premiums in the country, or at least that's what I've heard. I don't know if it's actually true, but $505 is what we're paying a month for car insurance. We have a golf cart that we are currently making payments on, and the amount that I'm budgeting for this is $150. We also have our camper that we are currently making payments on. It's just a travel trailer. We have a, is it a 2018 Prowler Lynx? If anybody's curious, I have a tour that I posted on my YouTube video back when we first bought the camper. You can see it. I'll link it down below if I remember. If I don't remember, if you don't see a link and you want to see that, leave me a comment saying, hey, I want the link for the camper video, and I'll be happy to post it for you, because a lot of times I forget to include the links. Okay, camper, the amount that I am budgeting for this is $200. Next, we have my Sleep Number credit card, which was our very last credit card that we needed to pay off. We had a little incident in the last week of April where we had to actually use a different credit card. I'll talk to you guys about that in a second. So we now have 2 credit cards that are carrying a balance. But the minimum payment is what I'm going to include here in the budgeted amount for our Sleep Number, which is $300. I have been making extra payments to the Sleep Number bed. I talk a lot more about my debt, how much we owe, how much we're paying in extra debt payments with my channel members. I keep those as exclusive videos for my channel members, so if you're interested in our debt totals, you can join my channel membership. The link for that is in the description box. In addition to the Sleep Number bed, or the Sleep Number credit card, we also now have our Lowe's card that's carrying a balance. If you saw my community post, this will come as no surprise to you, but if you missed it, our washing machine crapped out on us last week. It was a Whirlpool washing machine that we bought at the height of the pandemic in 2020. That's right. less than 4 years, or right around 4 years, we've had that washing machine, and it's already kaput. It died on us in the middle of a cycle, just powered down, wouldn't come unlocked. My husband had to take the thing apart to get our clothes out of it. He did call someone regarding looking into having it be repaired rather than replaced. It was going to cost quite a bit, even just to have somebody come out and look at it, and then the guy told us it was probably going to be pretty darn pricey to repair, plus he was booked out, so we were going to have to wait a little while before he could come, and you guys, I can't be without a washing machine for, you know, weeks at a time, so we decided just to go ahead and buy a new one. We did put that on our Lowe's credit card in order to get the 5% discount on the washing machine. We ended up buying pretty much the exact same washing machine, just like the upgraded model. We absolutely loved that washer. The only thing we didn't like about it is that it crapped out after 4 years, but appliances just aren't made to last anymore. And let me tell you, we put some miles on that washer. We do a lot of laundry in this house. So we ended up putting it on the credit card. We could have taken money out of our emergency fund and paid for it outright. Ultimately, we decided just to pause the paying off of our Sleep Number bed, take those extra payments we would be paying to that Sleep Number bed, redirect them to the Lowe's card, and we'll get that paid off, and then we'll go right back to paying off the Sleep Number bed. It's probably only gonna put us a couple of weeks behind of our initial like goal date to have everything paid off. So that's what we decided to do. Personal finance is personal. You can do whatever you want. Maybe you would have chosen to take the money out of sinking funds or out of emergency fund. Maybe you would have decided to spend less and do the repair and gone to the laundromat for a couple of weeks while you waited for the repair guy to get in. Everybody makes different choices. So that's what we decided to do. The amount that I'm gonna budget here is $100. I don't even know what the minimum payment is going to be. I don't expect that we're actually gonna pay any interest on this Lowe's credit card. I'm hoping to have it paid off within the 30 days before we have to make the first like payment. But I budgeted $100 from our regular budget just to get us started on that. And then anything above and beyond that 100, I'll talk about in my debt update with my channel members at the end of May. So be on the lookout for that. That's the washing machine explanation. 4 years, guys. Can you believe it? Definitely think that I need to have a sinking fund set up specifically for our large appliances because they're just not made to last anymore. All right, so that is that. Next, let's talk about our variable expenses. That's kind of all of our fixed expenses for the month. Again, there are other things that I just choose to keep private. This is what I've chosen to share with the internet. The rest of these items are variable expenses. So first up, we have auto pay, which is a line item that I keep in my budget for a lot of little bills that I have set up on auto pay to come out from my account automatically. Things like subscription services, memberships, small little $20 here, $2 there. Rather than list them all out here and fill up like all of these lines, I just added them all together and have one line item to cover them. I check in week to week here in this weekly section and with an expense tracker to keep track of each transaction. But for my overall budget, I just lump it all into one line item and I budget $300 a month for that. Next up, we have grocery. This is my kind of hot take on groceries. We spend a lot on groceries and I'm just gonna be okay with it. I get comments all the time from you guys. Wow, you guys spend a lot in groceries. Yep, we do. We're a family of 4. 3 of the 4 are practically grown men. 2 are grown men, my husband and my oldest son, who's 21. Austin, my youngest son, is 16 and can out-eat them both. Plus we have me. I'm on a health journey, a journey to lose for 40 pounds before I turn 40. Overall, I need to lose a lot more than that, but I'm trying in 2024 to lose 40 pounds before November. You can follow along with that journey if you check out my videos on Tuesdays with my weekly weigh-ins. But so I'm a lot of times eating different things than my husband and children, so we spend a lot on groceries. It just is what it is. Also included in this grocery line item is household supplies, things like toilet paper, paper towels, cleaning supplies, laundry detergent, as well as our pet food and our pet litter. We have dogs, and we have a dog and 2 cats. So a lot of things are going into this grocery budget. We've been spending about $300 a week for all of those things. Maybe that sounds like a lot to you. Maybe it sounds like a little to you. I definitely kind of caved under the peer pressure and tried in April to lower this budget a lot, and it didn't work. We went over budget. We spent less than we usually do, which I think is great, but still, like, we couldn't cut it back by much more than what we had been spending. So I'm gonna aim for $300 a week in May, but that's still a little bit lower than what we typically spend. We typically spend like $325 to $350. So I'm gonna try for $300 a week, but I'm not gonna go any lower than that because it's just not realistic with our lifestyle. So I talked in the beginning of this video how there's 4 weeks that we're budgeting for. 3 times 4 is 12, so we're gonna do $1,200 for groceries for the week. Let me know, sound off in the comments if you've never answered this question before. This is probably the question I ask the most here on my channel. How much do you pay a month in groceries? What's your family size? Where do you live? All of those things contribute to that answer. In addition to groceries, we also eat a lot in eating out. We're busy. We're oftentimes going in multiple different directions. We're running a business. We've got Austin involved in soccer, and he's involved in other clubs at school. My oldest son does his own thing. We do a lot of eating out as well. Last month I budgeted $300. I think we're gonna stick with that. So yeah, for like groceries, household items, eating out, $1,500 a month. It's a lot, but it's the stage of life we're in. Later on down the line, maybe we'll spend less. For now, I'm sticking with this. Next up, we have spending. This is the amount of money that we spend on things that aren't groceries and eating out and household stuff. In last month, I budgeted $600 for this. I'm going to try to lower that a little bit. I'm going to get my sinking funds in order, and that's going to help a lot with this spending line item. I'm going to do $500 this month, and we'll just kind of see how it goes. For sinking funds, I want to be putting $1,000 each month into sinking funds. That's my goal. We'll see how that goes, but that's what I've budgeted for here. And then I always build a buffer into my budget. You heard me talk about rounding income down, rounding expenses up. That's builds in a buffer. I also add a buffer on top of that, and I'm gonna do $200 just for anything else that comes up throughout the month that I didn't think of, that I didn't budget for. So that's everything. All that's left is to get a total, and then we will have officially kind of set up our budget for May, which is exciting. All right, let's get a total here. So we have 800 plus 100. So that is $5,930 total. That's about $100 more than we budgeted last month. This is my April budget. You can see at the start of April, I budgeted $5,830. That extra $100 is this Lowe's payment, essentially. Everything else kind of shook out about the same. I kept the same overall budget for the most part. I just kind of tweaked some things, moved some things around. You know, overall I want to spend less. So, you know, I lowered our spending a little bit. I lowered our buffer a little bit. And I put our groceries and eating out kind of back up to what I think we're going to be able to spend. Gave us a little bit more wiggle room. I would rather cut our budget in other places and spend more on the groceries and the eating out right now. That's my priority. With the economy, with prices of everything being what they are, that's what I've decided to do for May. That's my budget. That's my personal preference. Personal finance, it says it right in the title, is personal. So do what you want, do what works best for you. Don't be afraid to change things up month to month. Take what you learned the previous month and make adjustments. You can always change your mind, you can always change things up. That's the great thing about personal finance and budgeting. So that's my May budget. Thank you so much for watching today. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Check the description box for all the links I talked about throughout the video. You can join my channel membership or check out Etsy to get my budget worksheets. I'd love that so much if you could benefit and do your budget. We can be twins, you can match me. All right, enough yammering. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.